Well, we're talking some of the best restaurants around. We are joined by Baltimore Magazine's Jane Marion and Chef Ben Leffenfeld from La Cuchara. You're here. Look, first off, you have such an incredible spread. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Wow.
Thanks for having us.
The magazine comes out in March, right?
Yes.
Tell us what your theme is for this year's Best Restaurants.
Yeah, every year I look for a new theme, and this year there's a little bit of contraction instead of expansion.
Okay.
You know, there's always new things opening, but there were fewer new things. I decided to focus on the classics as well as some of the new places. So the Chingales, which is on our cover, Tio Pepe, Prime Rib, they've both been in business more than 50 years. Wow. But then as we delved into the story, we realized there were other survivors, like Peter's Inn, which had a fire and took 10 months to come back.
Wow.
And Gertrude's, which has rebranded, and whose chef almost died. He's a triathlete who went into multiple organ failure several years ago, and he shares his very personal comeback story of having PTSD and coming back to cook in the kitchen.
So the survivors, you call it.
The survivors, yes.
Oh, wow, great.
And you mentioned La Cuchara is a bit of a survivor here too, right?
La Cuchara is going strong. How many years now?
About almost 4 years now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, the restaurant business is very fly by night. So, you know, 2 years in, you're like a senior citizen. And it's a grind to do this every day and do it well. And you are not just surviving, you're thriving, I would say.
Wow. Thank you very much. We're very happy to be one of the survivors. Very happy to be involved in the 50 Best Restaurants issue.
Wow. So Chef Ben, walk us through some of the things you specialize in down at La Cuchara.
Yep, so starting off on my right here, we have our house-made bread. This bread is for sale every day at the restaurant. It's also included in all the meals. Right in front of that, we have a small pincho of chorizo with manchego cheese and chichito chilies. To the left of that, we have another couple classic pinchos. We have the gilda, which is olives, boquerones, and piquillo pepper. Next to that is a Spanish conserva of baby calamari over top of baguette with a little bit of lemon aioli.
Wow.
Right here, we have a small pincho of shrimp, jamon iberico de bellota, piquillo pepper on baguette. And then right here, we have a mussel escabeche that we make in-house. And then here we have some of the best mushrooms that are coming out of the Pacific Northwest right now.
Okay.
It's a very early season to have morels. We have the first morels coming in this week on the menu.
Gorgeous.
Man, forget about learning how to cook it. How did you learn how to say it? Man.
Well, a pincho also, it's like a tapas. Remember when tapas was a hard word? Now it's
Absolutely,
moved to pinchos. But
Wow.
they're sort of like appetizers before the appetizers,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
the idea is you have a little bite to get rid of the gnawing hunger,
Okay.
and then you contemplate the menu. But these are very sizable.
You said that you reprint the menu every day. Where does the inspiration for some of this come from?
Inspiration comes from the local farmers, from local fishermen, just from the great products that we can get, and just a little bit of experimentation, but also just making sure that we do our due diligence to take care of the ingredients appropriately.
Now, how would you actually describe the menu and the cuisine for La Cuchara? Where does all this fit?
So the cuisine is Basque cuisine. So it's the northern part of Spain and the southern part of France. It's a very specific region where the ocean kind of meets the coast, and then you have the mountains right there. So it's a lot of really interesting influences coming together. Lots of wild mushrooms, game, lamb, and we try to just do our best to represent the region.
And it's Michelin country, right?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and Jane, where does La Cuchara fit in terms of the whole restaurant scene in Baltimore?
Well, what's exciting is we now have Venezuelan food and Peruvian food. It's a geography lesson, I would say. Nobody knew how to say Basque before you opened, let alone pinchos. So it's just part of the global cuisine, I would say, that we have from literally from A to Z.
And it's educated diners that are looking to experience global cuisine in their backyard.
Okay, so two things. One, Jane, tell folks how they can find the magazine. Is it on the newsstands now?
On stands now, yes.
On stands now, and on BaltimoreMagazine.com as well?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. Yeah, but it's on newsstands.
Several weeks, yes.
And Ben, how do they find La Cuchara?
So they can go to lacucharabaltimore.com or call the restaurant at 443-708-3838.